me, Shiko Kaitani. We're talking about the drug menace with a special focus on the Kenyan coast. We're talking about counties like Mombasa, Kwale, Kilifi, Taita Taveta, and the Tana River counties, and asking what are the factors influencing drug abuse among the youth today. Our very special guests today are all the way from Mombasa, joining us on the show to discuss this. I'm talking about Hussein Taib. He's the head of advocacy at Mewa Harm Reduction Programs, as well as Priscilla Mora, who is a recovered drug addict with a very powerful story, and it actually shows that it could happen to anyone, you or a loved one. Mofat Mutero is the chairperson of Mashinani Watch Organization. We're not just talking about problems, we are also talking about solutions. And even as we do so, let's take a look at what you have to say via WhatsApp very quickly before I get back to my panel. Well, hello, I am a sociologist and once a drug addict. Marijuana. People indulge in drug abuse due to family problems, peer groups, Western culture influence via movies and music. Poor parenting, depression is another one. For example, relationship breakups and lack of education and information. Thank you so much for that. Well said. All right. Hello, I'm Yobrizi from Syokimau. I am an addict of bang. How can I overcome? Surely. Please stick with us. We'll be talking to you in just a moment and even reaching out. Director, please get that number for us. We will put them in touch. Do we have another one? All right. Violet is calling in from Mombasa. Let's hear what she has to say. Good morning, Violet.
Good morning, Shiko. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for calling in.
I just wanted to add on what Moffat has said.
Yeah.
First, also to congratulate Moffat for his effort in what he does in Mombasa. We acknowledge that there's a time that they took some boys to Likoni for rehabilitation.
Yeah.
And when they came back, it's not all of them are well, but at least we have 5 to show for that it worked for them.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Moffat, on your effort. And then speaking of drugs, it's something that, especially in Coast Province and in Mombasa, something that is inevitable. We find that most of the boys here are into drugs.
Yeah.
And the parents have a duty to, and also they're also responsible for this, because if all the parents are busy and the kids, since COVID-19 started and the kids are at home, so from morning to until 7, the parents either come back, or 10 a.m. when parents, they come 2 hours.
Right.
When they come, you have no idea what your child has been doing for like 8 or 9 hours a day. And when you come back, maybe the child is asleep.
Yeah.
So you might be living with a drug addict, and yet you don't even notice that you are living with one in your own house. Because when you leave, they're asleep, and when you come back at home, they're also asleep. So when the time comes that you know it's too late already, because this child is already consumed. So what I wanted to ask Moffat is, during this time of COVID-19, what is he doing? What else is he doing apart from the rehabilitation center that he's been checking the boys?
Okay, Violet, just before you hang up, I have a question for you, if you can hear me. Do you feel that the county government is doing enough on the ground, in your opinion?
In my opinion, I don't think the county government is doing enough, because they're not sensitizing the youth about drug abuse, using sports as a means to keep the youth busy. They don't do that.
Yeah.
These days they're just more concerned about COVID-19. All they talk about is COVID-19. They forget that the COVID-19 is giving a gap for drug abuse to penetrate into the community. Wow,
good point. Thank you, Violet. Okay, we'll throw that question to Moffat. So would you like to respond to Violet?
Yes, I can respond. One, I want to congratulate Violet. I've worked with her in Mombasa. She's also a community worker. And the question is, what are we doing as an organization?
Yeah.
Our organization does not do rehabilitation. Those organizations who do rehabilitation is MEWA, Reach Out, and another one owned by Red Cross, which is in Lamu. Yeah. For us as an organization is to those youth who have been affected or who are from the rehabilitation center, we try to talk to them. I think I mentioned that these people need to be talked to. And in any meeting I've tried to engage youth by listening to them, I'm talking to them nicely, they change. whenever I apply force, they go one by one.
Right.
So as an organization, we also bring in programs whereby we buy car wash machines.
Yeah.
We buy chicken,
So,
chips.
yeah, so there's some economic empowerment that happens after.
So that they do not go back to that.
Because if there's that gap, they will go back. Hussein, let me rope you in on this one, because when you look at even this bill that we have been talking about, there is a lot of highlighting of the criminalization and punishment of drug users versus treatment. Your take?
Yeah, thank you. Actually, going back to the bill that is in the process, the commonly known Moha bill, we have a lot of issues. We are not opposing the bill, but the bill should be comprehensive.
Yeah.
The bill is only, at the moment, the bill is quite brief. It's only targeting possession and trafficking. And they are working on Section 3 and Section 4. They have put incredible, absurd, actually, penalties for possession and trafficking. There is no differentiation between possession and in Section 4. Section 4 is totally talking about possession, and there is, about trafficking. Yeah. So this is a loophole. It's going to be misused by law enforcers. From 1 gram onwards. Yeah. Initially, we have been having Section 3 was on marijuana. They were actually, the penalties was between 10 to 20 years. For possession was 10 to 10 years, and for trafficking up to 20 years. Yeah. But now they have come up with Section 3, where the cannabis stays the same. But when it comes to narcotic drugs, they have really inflated the penalties.
Right.
Yeah. So this is going to be just creating a burden to the drug users. They are the ones who are going to be actually more caught and are going to be bundled into prison. They should have differentiated from the villains and the victims. Drug users are sick people. They demand, they need to be given health rights. They need to be given treatment options. Yeah. But the bill has not captured anything to do with this. Yeah. Though in Part 5, we have issues of rehabilitation. The rehabilitation has been highlighted in the previous bill, but Moha never mentioned anything. What we have calling for Moha, this bill actually has been, is not evidence-based. Yeah. There is nothing to do. Moha should have come to the grassroots. There are government organs. There is NACADA, there is NAC, there is NASCOP, Ministry of Health. They are all deeply involved in working with drug users.
So what you're saying is that the Nyali MP did not initiate any public participation towards this bill?
There is none. Actually, personally, I stand to be corrected. I have approached him a couple of times. Mind you, we are working in Mombasa. We are working in 2 sub-counties. Yeah. That is Nyali and Kisauni sub-counties. Both members of parliament have never set foot in the program that we are doing. We have personally actually invited them to come and see what we are doing. Okay. But they haven't.
All right. Hussein, let me stop you there. There's a Mohammed on the line calling in actually from Mombasa as well. Mohammed, thanks for calling in.
Hello.
Hello, tunakusikia.
K24. My name is Mohammed Mzee.
Yes.
And I'm calling from Mombasa. First and foremost, I would love to congratulate Moffat Mutero, the chair.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay, hello.
Yes, endelea, tunakusikia.
My name is Mohammed Mzee. And I'm calling from Mombasa.
Yes.
I wanted to first and foremost congratulate Moffat Mutero for good work that he has done in Mombasa.
Okay.
Yeah, my uncle was one of the drug addicts.
Okay.
And through him, through Moffat Mutero, they took him and other men to rehabilitation center. Yeah. In Mombasa. So now my uncle is well. So it's like I'm giving a testimony for the good work Moffat has done in Mombasa. So Moffat Mutero, congratulations. God will bless you. Keep it up. You are doing great job here in Mombasa. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Priscilla, but let's just be honest, because you were there once. Kusema ukweli, do you honestly think there is enough on the ground helping addicts? Because listen to what Hussein said. someone who is an addict is not well. Hako sawa. So do you feel the punishment is not going to work for addicts? Haitawasaidia.
The punishment will not work.
Utaanza kupotea.
Nini ule mtu ni mraibu na ni mgonjwa.
Yeah.
Unaona? Sasa kumpa punishment hujamsaidia kwa sababu pale ataenda prison. Na kutoka prison baada atarejea pale street. Unaona? Na pia huyu ambaye anasema about the hiyo afungwe hiyo bill. Mimi nafikiri that person should come to the ground. Aone what is going on kwa ground. Watu wanateseka pale kuna wanawake wana watoto. Kuna young mothers, children die on the street. Akuje aone what is going on cause pale kwa taka treatment. And some of them wana certificates. Some of them wako learned, wako na jobs walikuwa nazo lakini because of addiction zikapotea. Of which after rehabilitation they can go back and work and maintain families zao. Lakini sasa ukiwafunga prison pale kuna wanyanya, kuna wababu, kuna mothers, kuna watoto. Ile ni kama family.
And you know, the other day nilikuwa nikisoma kitu about how the tourism industry is also playing a huge part in the drug abuse, because what do you typically see? Kids on the streets, tourists in some form or shape wanawapatia sasa hizi drugs.
No, not even the drugs, maybe the drugs ndio, lakini sasa wajua ni wazungu. So when they come to the coast, young ladies drop out of school. When they go to the beach, they get this mzungu man. This mzungu man maybe is a drug user, ama anamfinance this young lady, ndio anaweza kuenda kutumia. Alafu children pia, maybe that man is a drug na tayari ako addicted. Sasa ule mtoto mdogo kwa sababu polisi pia kwa street. So that young girl ama boy inakuwa safe for the boy ama for the girl to transport the drugs.
Right.
To the other party.
And how do they rope them in? Anawaingishaje? Mzungu akikuja kwako, what does he tell you?
For the young lady. See you with sex and money. When you kuna relationship. At that age. Asa na ukiangalia we are poor people. Ukiangalia huyo dema kwa street akiambiwa I give you 20,000 for a night. Huyu na atakata pesa kama hiyo.
Wow.
Nona.
Okoth from Kakamega wants to call in and say something. Let's see what he has to say. Okoth.
Yes, hello, good morning, Shiko.
Good morning.
Yes, nimesikia hiyo discussion yenyu. Nikasema niwapigie.
Okay, asante sana.
So there's a problem here in our society. We should not blame maybe a particular, maybe parents, like for instance, what is happening in our country recently, the students that were caught with drugs in a certain house.
Right.
So also the media has to blame for this, because the media has been playing songs that have alcohol and movies that have alcohol. So you cannot just this kind of situation. You cannot only blame the parents. The media has been we have neglected this issue of the media for a long time.
Right.
But I believe it's time that even the government should ban programs that have content that have alcohol and portray sexual images on our television.
Right.
Yes.
Thank
also,
you.
There's this also, before I forget, there's this new trend of songs called gengeton. I think this kind of song should be banned from our country totally. Yes.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Very strong views coming from Okoth about the kind of content that also young people are actually consuming. But very quickly, ukimalizia Priscilla, what really broke your heart about being on the streets of Mombasa and seeing people just addicts?
What broke my heart? My heart. As an addict.
Yes. What saddened you the most?
It's the kind of life we are living on the street. You see, on the street there's a mother like me, for example. I'm on the street taking drugs. My daughter is there taking drugs. You know, sometimes...
Nyinyi wawili tu mko tu hapo?
Not people, so many different. So, hapo kuna there's this health risks because whoever goes with the mother goes with the child also.
Yeah.
So there's that interference of maybe infection occurs there. And their babies, it's very risky for the young babies on the street because the mother smokes, the father maybe is there also. There's risk, there's this used syringe and needles on the street. There's so many risks on the street about the family factor.
Okay. Well, I think, by the way, let me tell you, whatever you're telling me, I'm just trying to imagine, and it's really saddening me even as we're doing this show. But Mofat, where is NACADA in all of this? And do you feel their presence on the ground? There's something I came across called the Drug Use Prevention Program. How effective are these programs?
Shiko, I won't tell you, the hardest or the most expensive war on earth is to fight drug usage and trafficking.
Right.
In the Act of 1994, Section 4, no, Section 51 to 58, speaks about rehabilitation fund.
Yeah.
Since 1994, where is that fund? Where is it going from?
It's
going to.
Yeah.
Have you ever had during budgetary allocations that we have allocated 1 billion to the fund so that we can assist in treatment and rehabilitation? NACADA and other organs dealing with the issues of drugs, we can just say they are just there, just because maybe the Constitution says they must be there.
Right.
But there is one question I want to ask. Every time we have corporate functions for KPA, for KRA, and Kenya Airport Authority, they tell us we have got very advanced scanning systems that even scanning your blood. How now do you want to tell me now drugs are coming in, yet you have got very advanced scanning machines? My friend, this bill, because Mugala muona haki yake mpe. In this bill, there is something called collusion, or someone who is abetting with these people. We see the police officers. We see the officers from those parastatals that I have mentioned. So the issue is that when we cut the supply, where will she get the drug from? So what is happening, if I finalize on that, we cut the supply, then we rehabilitate and treat those who have already been destroyed.
All right, someone is actually on the line. Let's hear what our other caller has to say. Salim.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay, I found you. Good morning. Thank you for calling in.
Morning. How are you?
Karibu sana.
Asante sana. Sasa mimi nina jambo mbili tutaka kuzungumza. Ya kwanza namshukuru sana Mofat kwa kuwa chair wa mashinani na kazi ambayo anaifanya ni nzuri zaidi. Na ya pili ni kwamba tunasikitika sisi kama wazazi nje huku kuona jinsi mtu kama Mofat anaweza kuwa na bidii kufanya kazi na county haiwezi hata kumsaidia kukaa na yeye kujua kazi ambayo anaifanya anaisukuma vipi. Does he have enough money on the ground? Na watu kama NACADA, they are not even here to try and help, because at such a moment of time Mombasa is at the worst place. Because at the moment we don't have anything that young guys can go ahead and do. Things are very worse, especially during COVID. Has the government tried to initiate with Mashinani to come and sit down and try and talk about these issues, how well we can relate and help each other?
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Salim. Well said. Hussein, over to you as we build on that and begin to wind down. I know we can talk on and on and on about this, but at what stage, number one, are you going to see more collaborative efforts between the county government, organizations like yours, as well as something like Mashinani? Number two, there are people who are requesting for assistance on rehabilitation. Utaambia vipi?
Thank you. Thank you. We do work very close with the county government, especially the Department of Health. They are in the front line, actually. We are part of the committee of experts, or technical working group. We've got a program on methadone, that is medical assisted therapy, where the county government is taking a lead, but not enough. What is happening here, we need a multi-sectoral approach. We need to build on whatever we have. We have a very good working relationship and partnership, networking, collaboration. The county government, when in terms of giving services, medical services for people who use drugs, I can give them a thumb up. Yeah. Because as we speak, most of our clients are getting good services when it comes to going to county hospitals. Coast General Referral and Teaching Hospital is actually giving a lot of waivers for drug users who are actually needs specialized treatment. Okay. What we need is the bill. I need to go to the bill. Yeah. First of all, the issue that Okoth raised a very important issue regarding the media. Media are the ones who are letting us down. They always have negative stories of drug abuse, drug users. Whenever you see headlines, like an example is today, the newspaper, 44 young men have been doing whatever, blah, blah, blah. But they don't come and see what Moffat is doing, what Hussein is doing, what Reach Out is doing, what NOSET is doing in Nairobi and SAPTA. These are all organizations that are working with drug users. Right. You would hardly get to see that. I'm calling for the media. Okay. The media should now come out and give the right pictures of what is on the ground. Yes, we have issues with drug users, but equally, there are programs that are world-renowned. Yeah. Does anybody in Kenya know that we have taken a lead on harm reduction programs? We are only 7 years old on harm reduction programs. Okay. But people are coming from all over the world to learn what Kenya is doing, especially in Mombasa. Right. We are a learning site. People from Sierra Leone, people from Tanzania, people from Nigeria, people from as far as Afghanistan. They've been coming here to see what we are doing. Okay. We have taken a fast. Yeah. But when it comes to the local scene, is pathetic. Okay. I'm calling on, just one more thing. I'm calling upon Muhammad Ali to go back to the drawing board. He must. I'm saying he must involve the local stakeholders. Actually, there is a memorandum. We have already put it out. Yeah. The caucus is in the making. We let him come down and see how best we can actually put up a document that could last 10 years or so. Additionally, one more thing. We need a different document on harm reduction intervention, so that the issue of rehabilitation, the issue of medical assisted therapy, the issue of indiscriminate arrest, of all these have to be put in place, so that the drug users are not seen as villains, but they are victims. They are sick people. They need help. Sawa. Finally, one more thing, please.
We have to let Priscilla say something.
One more thing. Okay. The president addressed to the nation. He mentioned the issue of substance abuse. He mentioned the issue of open establishment of a national mental health hospital. Most of drug users are sick people. The world is just understanding them now. These are sick people. So we need.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Hussein. Thank you very much. Priscilla, as we say goodbye, what will you tell someone who is in the struggle? Utamwambia vipi, and how can they get help?
Lambe kwa struggle, utamwambia asi give up. Because where there's life, there's hope. So, atafute mali kuna organization. Yeah. Apate counseling, atapata watu ambao watamguide to the rehabilitation. Na sione ni ngumu, because mimi niliona ni ngumu. Nilikuwa 20 years in the addiction. Yeah. So I thought my getting better will take too long. But only 4 days, and after that you leave. I will have, by the help of the counselors also, plus other recovering, who will help you, give you the strength to move on.
Okay. And God is great, because you managed. Moffat, as you can see, we are out of time. Yes. But I'm going to leave it there and say thank you so much to you for making time for us today. Priscilla, asante sana, shukran. And of course, Brother Hussein, thank you so much for, of course, making time for this particular discussion. Remember, should you require any of the contacts of the individuals you have seen on the show today, especially if you require any assistance, why don't you let us know? Because they are here for you. Even speaking to someone as Priscilla could definitely give you the great or the right advice that you probably require in order to get onto that road of recovery. So Hussein Taib, Priscilla Mora, Moffat Mutero, asante sana yet again. Thanks for joining us. Let's make way for Shiro, who is coming up next on the Daily Brief. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.